questionable calls. And when you said you need to fix a bad defensive team and then sign 2 bad defensive players,
right?
You got question marks
right
there. So it's like, we'll see.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Beanball Podcast, episode 81, and we are your hosts, Alan and Alan.
What's going on, man?
What's up, dude? Not much, man. Last night we had our final T-ball game.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I guess it's that time.
Yeah,
School's about to be let out.
That's what I was thinking. It was cool. It was just hard at this time because, anytime you have like a late game with the little kids, they're gone, man. Yeah.
Especially that age.
All they want to do is play in the dirt and not pay attention.
They're ready for food and calm down and go to bed.
Exactly. But it was pretty cool. What's going on with you?
Not much, We had our not manager outing, but our regular employee outing at Apex last night. So
nice. How was it?
It was pretty cool. They'd have everything open for us, but it was still cool. The food was okay.
Hold on, so how often do they do these managers meetings?
Well, no, this was just like all the stores. We had an outing because I guess they fed
They
Apex.
just did an outing?
Yeah,
all the stores?
Yeah, all 3 stores.
So you saw the people you got to train with too out there?
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
So,
well, what did they have? Because they got like bowling carts.
So we had the bumper carts, the rope thing, mini golf, laser tag, arcade available.
It was just for employees?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still pretty cool, man.
Like they closed at 9, so from 9 to midnight, we had the place to ourselves.
Dang.
It was pretty cool.
Okay. You crushed some laser tag?
No, I played mini golf by the time I finished because I closed the restaurant last night. But played some mini golf, ate some pizza, which wasn't bad, played some games, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. I'm tired.
Okay.
But it was cool. So let's go right into it. And of course, there's some more, but the first breaking news was Phillies decided it's time to move on. Joe Girardi has been let go as the manager of the Phillies.
I mean, to be fair, he does have a losing record in Philly. His record, I think, is 132 and 141 since he's been there.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's all Girardi's fault.
No.
I mean, look, if they got to point fingers, I guess they always got to go from the top down. But it's the same thing with the previous guy. Who was it? Gabe Kapler?
Yep.
He was good, too. I don't have anything against these managers. Obviously, Joe Girardi is tried and true. So I'm not sure, man. I don't know what's going on because he knows what it takes to win games. He was a manager for the Yankees and took them to the playoffs quite a bit and won in 2009.
Yeah. So, when you have the reigning MVP, 5 All-Stars from the previous year, payroll above the luxury tax.
I agree.
Expectations are high. The playoff drought needs to end. And, when you're deep in the NL standings and a struggling bullpen, defensive, slumbling starts from the team, high-priced veterans, Girardi paid the price.
And he knows that as well. He knows that he has high-paid players because that's what they had in when he played in New York or when he coached New York. So he knows what to expect.
So as of when they decided to release him, the Phillies were 22 and 29, having lost 7 of the past 9 games, sitting in 3rd place in the National League East, 12 games behind the Mets at the time, and 5.5 out of the wild card race.
I mean, I get it. You guys, like me and you said, on paper, these guys look like they should be killing it.
Yeah.
But they're just not executing.
No.
I don't know what the issue is. I don't think it's Girardi, but they did win after Girardi was let go. I mean,
and the thing was, Girardi still made his appearance on the Sirius XM radio in scheduled time. He said that we're unperformed and it falls on me.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Struggle the bullpen and some offensive slow starts. Numbers are reasons we didn't win. I think you can overcome sometimes one thing, maybe even 2, but sometimes when it's more than that, I think it's something difficult, Girardi said. I just pray that they, get better and they get into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's all you can do as a coach. Just root for the team you were coaching.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the players' fault or whatever. The upper management, the owners, like, hey, something's got to give, and it's you, unfortunately.
Yeah, he finally decided to spend some money and didn't like what he was seeing. Like you said, Harper, unfortunately, was forced to be the designated hitter after the injury. Of course, the runner-up Cy Young Award, Zach Wheeler, had a slow start. Aaron Noda, JT Realmuto, and, of course, Nick Cassino and Kyle Schwarber, thought it was going to be it. But when Schwarber's hitting 192, And James Kerr is out for 3 months, and Alec Baldwin's missing time. Hopkins, it's just our defensive liabilities. It's just
look. If anybody knows about a team that looks great on paper and doesn't perform, it is the Mets. And you could just ask DeGrom about how much run support he was getting in his great outings. So I completely understand. The one thing I do want to take from this is that it seems like there's always this even ground of these managers getting fired in Philly, and it's Bryce Harper. Yeah. So did Bryce Harper take some shots after they swept when they let go of Girardi?
Yeah. So the Phillies, bottom out last week when they fell to 21-19. Seasons, that's when they fired Girardi. But since then, the interim manager through the weekend, Rob Thompson, is 3-0 after the 9-7 comeback win against the Angels. The Phillies were down 5-0 at one point, and then they were trailing 6-2 to the bottom of the 8th when Harper hit a game-tying grand slam. Angel would find a way to pick themselves up and retake the lead, but then in the bottom half, the Phillies rookie Bryson Scott hit a 3-run walk-off shot to win the game.
Now, that's impressive and all, but it's against the struggling Angels as well. So you got to, you got
to take a little bit of salt, but sending the Angels their 11th straight loss at the time. After the game, Harper dropped a little quote that's been could be a shot to Girardi. So the quote says, "I'm so happy for Scott, man. What an at bat. That situation for him, being able to put our trust into the young guys his last couple of days and really let them just play," he said to the Philly Inquirer. "It's been great and it paid off today." Harper on the importance of young guys. The thing about Bryson is he got to play. He used to play every day from high school to college to the minor leagues to now. He used to playing every day, and that's what we got to do with our young guys. We need our young guys to come in each day ready to play, knowing that we have faith in them to go out in the job and doing it. So is that a shot that Girardi was not playing the young guys and more established to the veterans?
It could be. I don't know. Like you said, Bryce Harper was just saying, like, being able to put trust in our young guys the last couple of days, it's been great. So I know Bryce Harper's been wanting to put trust in those guys. I don't know if Girardi has, because I haven't been following the Phillies too often to let you know if he's strictly going with the veterans. But once you put that kind of money into players who are struggling at the plate, like who was it?
Sorbert. Kyle.
Exactly, right. If he's batting, 191, you said?
192 at the time of the firing.
You guys paid him. You brought him in. He's going to sit up there and hit. That's what you do. I mean, I get it. Maybe you could change your strategy, but then again, are you going to have like a $30 million player just sitting on the bench? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But like I said, Harper says a lot of stuff. A lot of guys say things, and we know how Harper is. He's definitely one of the guys that you can look up to, but he also has a temper, I feel like. I kind of want to say he's a little bit like LeBron James of baseball, like not talent-wise. I mean, he is good, but I'm just saying, like, with the drama. Like, I feel like
a little, like, he might take the slow, like, subtle shots,
right?
Like, not
exactly,
be quite
right.
obvious.
But is he?
And like, are you talking about, like, you're taking out my context? You said it, not me.
But is Bryce one of those guys who is pushing the hand of the owner, saying, "Hey, you go to fire this guy because I don't like him"? Is he that guy?
I don't know. He did, like, the owner said he was going to spend money. He spent money. Was the right call of how they spend the money is the question. You look at the GM, Dave Dombrowski. Like, yes, he has a past, but. Mm-hmm. Recently, it's not a good past between Angels and now with the Phillies and stuff. So it's like looking at them like questionable calls. And when you said you need to fix a bad defensive team and then sign 2 bad defensive players,
right?
You got question marks there. So it's like, we'll see. I think this is only his second year, so he probably got another year or two to fix himself, or he's gonna be out of a job.
Yeah.
So now he's at the starting block, has to find a new manager. See how, the intern guy does. He might get a shot, or if he does well, or they'll be looking at hiring someone off season.
I feel like the pressure's on them because of what the Mets are doing.
Yes.
The Phillies are thinking, hey, we're supposed to be the team to beat, and the Mets are overstepping them and
well,
doing
if you think about it, within the last 3 years, you've seen the Nationals win the World Series.
Yeah.
Now you saw Atlanta won the World Series.
Yes.
And you're seeing what the Mets are doing, and you're like, we're supposed to be right with them.
Right.
And if we're not going to step up soon, we're going to be down here at the bottom because Miami's not far are starting to make moves.
And you're right. And the Phillies management is so used to recently being the team to beat.
Yeah, like there for a
last
while,
decade or so, they were like the team.
Win the World Series, and then after that, it's when the bad luck started for them. Mm-hmm. Veterans got hurt, and they just started shipping players away. Prospects weren't working out, so it is a mess up in Philly.
Right, and it's going to be – I don't think it's going to be fixed overnight. Maybe they get some energy in them after this, but I need to see you guys be somebody other than the Angels.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens,
One
man.
series so far, it lights it. We'll see how they continue doing, but But then you go right into the next question. Like I said, they just swept the Angels. What is wrong with the Angels?
I don't know, man. We just talked about them last week about still being in our power.
Yeah, they're top 10. Like, we feel like maybe it's just a bad week of baseball. But now it's at 13. They lost last night in Boston.
So the Angels, they were 27-17 as of May 24th.
Yes.
And guess what? They have not won a game since then.
Yeah.
That is crazy. How? I don't know. What's happening?
Yeah, during the span, you think about around, like, we're talking about like their top contenders around Memorial Day, and like, okay, they're slumping a little bit then, and then you talk about probably arguably the best two players in baseball with Mike Trout and Ohtani, and then this stretch of
Trout slumping.
Trout is just doing terrible slump.
Yeah, he's in a slump. The only high point that I can bring out of this whole situation right now is that Syndergaard actually put up a quality start his last outing.
Yes.
He went 6 innings. He only gave up 1 run. That was the only high point.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything good going on.
But you think, looking at the season, like Tyler Ward was in the midst of a breakout season. Jared Wash was producing at plate. And you're getting quality starts by other key pitchers and stuff, and then Ohtani was doing well, Trout was doing well, and
they were having fun.
It's like, okay, this is it. This is where this could be finally the year.
And we were just talking about how they could possibly use some pitching, and that's it. But now you guys lost 13. I mean, that's the season record right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, is this just a bad stretch? Let's fix it. And then we were going to talk to, like, is Maddon's seat, how hot is it? Like, we wondering with now Joe gone, like how hot is his seat? Because he's in
you can't just lose 13 games.
Because Joe and both Joes were on a we'll see how you do year. Their contract was up after the season, and news broke today, Maddon's gone.
Yeah, I mean, and what else can you expect? I mean, if you're on a 12-game, 13-game losing streak. And the Angels started out so good. You had so much faith. And then all of a sudden, you're just on a downward spiral. You got to point fingers at someone. And, obviously, like we said in the last segment, the manager's the guy who has to unfortunately go.
Yeah.
So, they're on a 12-game losing streak. They decided to part ways with Joe. He was surprised by the move.
Yeah.
He said the only question he was thinking, like, they said, hey, were you surprised? He's like, a little. He's like, actually, I was surprised a lot. Like, he didn't have no warning signs. It just was like, all right, you got to go. And like you said earlier before we started recording,
it was so late in the day.
It was late in the day.
It's not like they're on the West Coast. They're on the East Coast still. So you're thinking about it. It was about 3, 4 o'clock when the news broke. So maybe he was informed like 1, 2 o'clock, like the news started leaking and then it was confirmed. Like, so I wonder exactly when did he find out? Did he get to the stadium for warm-ups and stuff, and they're like pulling him aside and like, look, man, we're gonna go a different direction.
And I wonder if they even spoke to any of the players and see how things are going, because like I said, they were top 10 material. They were doing good, and they just have a slump. So
yeah, that's what Maddon is, that laid-back style. A lot of people question mark, is he the right guy with this slump? Like, can he expire? Like, look, so now this is the question mark. Now that I guess maybe they felt like he wasn't doing it.
Well, I'm going to say that's a little bit of BS, because I feel like he absolutely knows what he's doing. He is a 2-time World Series champ. He most recently took the Cubbies to the first World Series title since 1908 in 2016. He knows what it takes to get it done. Yeah. I don't think the issue is with his management style.
It's the roster.
Exactly. And we've been saying they need pieces. But, they've been playing so well that we thought they only needed a couple of pitchers, but now they need to find the mojo again.
Yeah. So you thought about, like when you said about May 24th.
Yep.
They're 27-17.
Yeah.
Fangraphs gave them a 77% chance of making the playoffs.
77?
Yep. So now after the 12-game losing streak, not including last night, 13, they have dropped all the way down to 30% chance of making the playoffs.
Man, and that happens.
Because even though they were doing good, they were still behind the Astros, because Astros are Astros.
Okay.
Defending, AL champs. But yeah, they're now down to less than 30% chance to make the playoffs right now.
That's nuts. What do you guys think? Are the Angels going to make it to the playoffs this year? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments.
You think with adding that extra playoff berth, the way it was going, like this finally the year that Trout can play some meaningful baseball in October. Now it's like, can they turn it around now?
I'm not giving up hope yet, but they need to show something this month.
It's only early June.
It is.
So I guess that was the thing, like, was it too early or was it the right call to try to change it something, because we still have a whole season where we can fix it. Remember, we talk about almost every couple weeks is what the Atlanta Braves did.
Right.
trade deadline.
Oh,
they made
God.
the right trades, and they
We
went on
counted them
that
out.
run.
Yeah, we counted them out.
And they made the playoffs and won the World Series.
Right.
So they could still do it.
And the Mets blew it. So you could be at the top and easily blow it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I think the only question here, though, is where's Maddon going to go next?
So after both Joes now have been let go, now this is the question mark. Both teams interviewed two managers that are doing well in previous 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
One is Buck Showalter from the Mets.
Yeah.
Billy, at the time, was the GM of the Angels and wanted Buck for the Angels.
Okay.
But the owner wanted John Maddon.
Okay.
So it's like, okay. And the other one is the Astros manager. Why am I drawing a blank? God, I am drawing a blank right now. Dusty Baker. Both were favorites, and a lot of people said they did really well, both in Philly and Angels. Now you look at them; they're doing well. Was the wrong calls made for both manager positions?
Yeah, probably.
And especially Philly, you saw, like you said, Kepler, right?
Yeah.
Had a 81-81 season. You're trending. You're above 5. You're at 500. You let him go, and he has a 107 win season the next season.
I told you I liked that guy. I liked him.
So clearly, it wasn't a manager.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So are these teams too quick to pull the trigger? I feel like maybe they should have had a sit-down meeting with Joe Maddon and maybe even Girardi and just say, hey, we don't like what's going on. What is your solution to fix what's happening? And maybe they talk about it.
Yeah.
I just don't. I do like both these managers. I really do. I would not have fired him so quickly.
And Joe he says he still wants to manage.
Unless there was an issue in the clubhouse, like with Bryce Harper and them.
And then Joe Maddon, when the new GM got there, GM brought in Phil Nevin, which is now the interim manager, as the bench guy.
Okay.
And is this the guy in waiting? Mm. So was Maddon not happy with that? That could have been something that was behind the scenes.
Right, we don't know.
But
on the surface, I'm thinking it might have been too early. But you're right. If they were grooming that guy to be the next one, and now's the time, maybe, because the team was trending. Now it's not. You can fix it and prove your worth.
Remember, last 2 seasons we had almost managers of the year winners get fired.
Yeah, and we were shocked.
I'm like, what's going on? And they currently don't have jobs. They took up other jobs, not as manager jobs. So who knows? Maybe this is something we need younger guys. But look at some of the other older guys that are doing well. So it's a weird time in baseball.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a very expensive roster and you're not performing, they're going to quick pull you.
I agree. All right.
Well, speaking about getting paid, this was a great deal if you're a Houston Astros fan.
I think so.
When I first saw him, that's an excellent deal for both the player and the team.
Yeah.
So the Astros have signed their left-handed slugger, Yordan Alvarez, to a 6-year extension that covers him from 2023 to 2028. The team announced a 6-year deal worth about $115 million.
Yeah, good deal.
Good deal.
The way we see players get paid today, that is a steal. This guy's producing. He's really good.
Yeah.
You want to lock him up for the majority of his prime time career.
And you think about
it's cheap.
2019 bust on the scene, the rookie of the year. Mm-hmm. Great season. Unfortunately, missed 2020 because of the surgeries. Had a great year last year and is doing very well again this year. So you're like, this was a no-brainer. So, along with the $5 million signing bonus, he'll receive $7 million next year, $10 million in 2024, $15 million in 2025, and then 26, 27, 28 will get $26 million.
Yeah, no, that's a good deal for all sides.
Yeah,
he's getting paid well, and his team isn't eating it up front. So I like it.
And it's not crazy deals. This is a handful of deals that the Astros have been doing. The Jose Altuve, the 5 years, 151. Alex Bregman was 5 years, $100 million, and then Lance McCarron was 5 year, $85 million last year. So, of course, they lost some of the core, of course, with George Springer and Carlos Carrera, and then they tried to get Kyle Tucker to sign, but they broke off. So, but you think about it, he's only 24.
Okay.
6-year deal, so you're talking about 30, roughly 30, 31, depending on when his birthday falls. Mm-hmm. He's, what is it, currently... I have his stats. Where is he hitting? Entering Friday's game when he did the deal, he was ranked in the AL second in homers at 14, fifth in slugging, 6th in OPS, and 6th in total bases, and 8 in RBIs. And then, of course, he continued crushing with Oakland with a couple of home runs after the deal and stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. He just got paid, and he's
now I'm loose. I don't got to prove no more.
He can relax. Yeah, exactly. No, it's a great deal. great job for Houston signing him. Great job all around. I mean, that's a good deal.
He was the MVP for the AL Championship Series last year, hitting that 522 in that series. So
there's something to look forward to if you're a Houston fan.
Yeah, and, great DH, can also first base. So
yeah,
great options. Great options.
All right. Well, the next thing I want to talk about is something a little bit closer to home with us. There is a top pitching prospect who has been shut down
to at least September.
So probably, and he's right now he's in AAA. Probably the rest of the season. The Orioles, Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah,
he had a lat tear or something.
Yeah, so a lat muscle strain. So. We talked about this guy a couple weeks ago with Adley finally getting called up. They want to see him a little more, and he had a quality start. I'm like, okay, can you do it a couple in a row?
Exactly.
He might get up there soon.
Right. Maybe he did too
So
much.
the next outing, unfortunately, he got pulled early. He had an injury. MRI showed a grade 2 lat strain. So recovery timeline is up to 12 weeks. So if you look at the timeline, it's September where he might get a couple more starts in or at least some innings in before the end of the season. They're not ruling him out just yet. A lot of people said don't be surprised if you don't see him to spring training in 2023.
And that's the route I'm thinking is going to happen. The Orioles are no rush to win right now. They're still building their team. This guy's going to be part of that build. So it's best in their best interest just to keep him healthy. He's not playing in the big leagues right now.
Yeah.
He's playing down here in Norfolk AAA.
Now, if he feels good like 9 weeks, you can see how he does. Maybe get a couple innings out of it, not where a start.
Right, no starts.
Like maybe just let him come out the bullpen and see how his arm feels and
stuff.
Give him
3 batters or something. Yes.
Something short term, but we'll see what they decide to do. It won't be surprised, unfortunately, if we don't see him. He said, of course, while 2023 may be the ultimate goal, the door is not completely closed.
I think it is.
On 2022, what the GM Ellis said, but we'll see.
They want to be like, oh yeah, he could come back, but
it's unfortunately because the 22-year-old has 5-1 this season with a 2.09 ERA and 11 starts.
Great, which is exactly why he's not coming back to start. They're going to save that arm to get that magic for next season.
Yeah,
I'm calling it now.
It wouldn't surprise me, but since with him moving, they called up 2 more top prospects for Baltimore that's been doing well AA.
Yeah,
so
their number 3 prospect.
The number 3, which is now I think he's like the mid pack for the top 100. He's been slowly growing this season,
which is great. I mean, that's fine. Yeah,
and it's not even like it's like a second round pick from 2 years ago.
Okay,
so it's not like one of the top guys that they drafted. But they're doing well, so we'll see him. So MLB, speaking of draft and stuff, we'll have a draft combine this year at San Diego Petco Park. The draft, this will be the second year in a row that the draft is going to be held during All-Star Weekend. But the combine is going to be happening in San Diego here in the next few weeks. MLB Network will provide coverage of the draft as well as the draft combine.
So I like this. The NFL has its own combine but it's hyped up, and we all know about that. The baseball's trying to get the fans. Yeah. They want people, and we don't even know who these young guys are because everybody knows the prospects in football.
It's kind of cool. You think about it because we actually got a chance to look at a draft workout for the Nationals,
right? A couple years
through a manager,
back, quite a while back.
Yeah, quite a while back. But it's cool, to see all these young guys doing BP, just trying stuff out.
Exactly. So a bunch of guys, because there's a lot of players that we don't know.
Top 300 draft eligible players identified by USA Baseball and MLB clubs are going to be invited to the combine for up to 30 supplemental invites as well.
Are we going to get to see them hit?
It says they'll do multiple drills, and of course they'll interview with teams. And, of course, probably the top guys will be interviewed, of course, on TV and stuff. But it's like all-weekend thing.
I think this is great because this gives the fans a chance to actually see who they think could be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's just a short example, short sample size because you're not seeing them playing their whole season, and they might not look the best on the Combine Day. But either way, I think it's a great opportunity for MLB to capitalize on this kind of event.
So starting June 14th, MLB Network will have exclusive coverage of Petco Park from Thursday, Friday of the talent, a pro style showcase workout, interviews with players and club personnel we feature as part of the coverage. So, they did a smaller combine last year at the USA Baseball National Training Complex in North Carolina, but this one's more of the big park. Let's get the experience.
Yeah, dude. I like it.
I do too. I think it's kind of cool, and then you think about just like football, the draft is now going to be 3 different days. Mm-hmm. First 2 rounds is going to be the first night. Then I think 3 through 10, and then 11 through 20.
Yeah, well, draft night is still not hyped. Now, but maybe the combine will help.
The first
hype
night
it.
will be a lot of people turn in. I think a little bit better if you're a true baseball fan.
But it's still not like it's not like NFL draft.
No, You don't have the trades.
We don't
and
care.
Stuff.
I mean, yes, we care. The
Yeah.
diehard fans like, oh, who are the Mets going to draft first or whatever. But
like I want to see where some of these guys go. But this is kind of cool to kind of see some names out there. And
although when Rocker was
falling,
or what I'm saying, yeah, but when those guys are getting drafted, that class, it was pretty hype.
I wonder if he's going to be able to go.
I don't know.
That's a big question. I would love to see him there.
But just remember, that's what I'm saying. You had two teammates who were both top prospects, and we're like, oh, well, a Leiter went, and now where's this guy can go? Or a couple years back when Swansby went with Vanderbilt, it was hyped up because they just won the championship or something. Like, I'm just saying there are a couple players, but we really can't pick out a bunch from the
and unfortunately, you think about it, a lot of the college guys will not be there that are in currently the College World Series because that's going on right now. And that's still going on during the Combine.
Right.
So that's unfortunate a little bit.
Well, anyways, we'll see how it pans out. I think it's something to look forward to, though.
It is. It's, something different to try and, at least 300 players and stuff get a chance to interview, get a little limelight before the big draft day for them.
All right.
So.
All right. Well, on some other things that they're trying to do. Now, this is like the 15th year that the Rays have worn Pride logos.
Yeah, the 16th Pride Night event at Tropicana.
Okay. Well, if you haven't heard, some of the Rays players chose not to wear the logos and hats associated with
If you
Pride
remember
Night.
a couple weeks ago, I think we talked about where the Dodgers and them were going to have a Pride Pacific hats.
Yeah.
Well, it finally happened this past weekend, and some Tampa Bay Ray players decided not to wear the patch and the hat.
Five players decided not to wear the Pride logos and hat, and it was basically mostly the pitchers. There's like 5 pitchers basically, and they were saying that it was faith based.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about it?
I understand you're right and stuff. I think that's more so they probably should have talked to the whole team before announcing to wear the hat and stuff see if there's any issues. But majority, like you said, over half the team didn't have issues.
Right.
Some players, like everyone, like I think Kevin Killmeyer said, "I'm one of those things my parents taught me to love everyone as they are. Go live with your life, your preference. I can't speak to everyone who's here. Obviously, that is a family-friendly environment here at the big league ballpark. We just want everyone to feel welcome, including to cheer on us no matter what their views on anything are."
Right. And I don't think it was a huge issue either. Even skipper Kevin Cash said it didn't create any issues in the clubhouse whatsoever. He said it wasn't really a big deal. The guys were cool if you didn't want to wear it, and they were cool if you did. So, I mean, let's not make it a big deal. I mean,
people didn't think it divided the team, he said. Yeah,
right,
definitely.
exactly.
So
people have the right to their opinion. So
of course,
let them,
St. Louis Cardinals pitcher Jack Fairley said on his Twitter, said this is an absolute joke. It's gonna be your preference,
right?
You
can't force things down people's throat. I mean, no matter how much you want, everybody has their own viewpoint, and you got to accept theirs as well as them accepting yours.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a big issue. I mean, if you guys want to make it one, that's on you. But side note, the jerseys were pretty cool looking though. They had the Pride colors on them, rainbow. They were pretty dope.
Yeah, and Saturday Pride Night attendance was just under 20,000, while the season average for the Rays game has only been 16,000, so a little higher for that Pride Night. So yeah. But it's not a big issue. The biggest thing you think about Tampa Bay Rays is the governor, the politics, all that stuff going on down there. So a lot of people might be for it, some people are against it. It is what it is. It's your call. It's your belief.
You can't please everybody.
No, you can't.
No matter how hard you try. And that's what we should take from
this. Especially in this world. Like,
right.
Stuff that is, no twice thought is now very sensitive. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
it's
10 years ago, we'd have a completely different conversation about this. Like I said, it wouldn't bother me if I had to wear it, but I get it if somebody else doesn't want to wear it. It's not my choice or my.
Yeah.
Who cares? Let them do what they want.
Yeah. It's something that was an option. It's not like they're forced to and they refuse to play the game.
Right.
It was like, oh, you don't want to wear it? Okay.
Right.
We don't have to put it on your jersey then.
You have that right.
Yeah. So, all right, it is our time for our players of the week. The AL pitcher of the week. Alan, who do you have?
Well, there's a couple different options that I was thinking about, but I wanted to be a little bit off the script. I went with Boston's Michael Wacha.
He had a good start against the Angels.
He did, and it wasn't something spectacular, but he did throw a complete game shutout. He only allowed 3 hits. He got 6 Ks. His WHIP was a .44, but it was a good. I like it when pitches go deep, man.
Yeah.
I like it when they just
throw
the whole
rare
game.
now.
Exactly.
You get like a few a month, not even to say a week no more.
No,
it's like,
exactly.
Like, yes, we're still a little early, so more so July, August, where I think more of the heat, you feel a little bit more, but you should be starting to stretch out. We're getting more, but especially for Waka,
Yeah.
the guy who had that hype and then it came crashing down with injuries and stuff and has been bounced around between Mets. I think he was with Tampa Bay last year. Now he's with Boston. So to get a quality start like that, it's got to boost your confidence for the rest of the season.
I like it. I mean, like I said, you guys these days can't even go 5 innings. So
Yeah,
like last night I was watching the Mets game. The starter, Snell, he threw like 40 pitches in the first inning.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you're not going to last very long.
No, you're thinking about 4 innings, 5 innings.
I mean, he cruised through the second. Lucky for him.
Yeah.
But the point is, good job, Michael.
Yeah,
That was a good outing.
So I was a little harder for mine to figure out who I was going to pick. I went something very different for my pick.
Okay.
I didn't pick a pitcher.
Okay, so who did you pick?
I picked all the Angels starters last week.
As your AL pitcher of the week?
AL pitchers of the week, I did the Yankee starting staff.
Okay.
And their 5 starts, those 5 starters.
Okay.
They're 4-0 with a .77 ERA.
Yeah.
3 runs total in all those games and 36 strikeouts.
Sick.
Like both when I pulled the stats, Garrett Cole had no ERA. Was it Nelson has 0 ERA? I'm like, good God. And only literally the one, forgot one was 2 runs and one was 1 run. Everyone else was 0 runs. I was like,
so that is a good pick. And you know why? Because at the beginning of the season, when I was thinking of the Yankees,
the starters, we had a lot of question marks.
The starters was the question marks, yes. So it's great to see the team combining for great outings.
For a week of solid, like
if your pitching is that good, and you know your bats are there, oh man,
this is a big reason why they have the best record in baseball. Is this starting staff has been doing it, and when I looked at what they did this past week, I had to give all the share this week. It was a little hard for me, not like the Yankees as much as a Mets fan, but when you do stuff like this, when your starters go through a rotation, and you have a sub-1 ERA from all your starters, and I was like, I got to give it to them.
No, you're right, absolutely. That's a great accomplishment. So yeah, man, this is looking like the Subway Series again. That's all I'm saying.
It's leaning toward best 2 records in baseball are both in New York.
All right.
So our AL Player of the Week, who do you got?
So my AL Player of the Week, I also went with somebody from the AL East.
Okay.
I picked the Blue Jays third baseman Santiago Espinal.
He had a very good week. He's not my pick, but he was up there for me.
So in 6 games, he had 10 hits. He scored 4 runs, had a pair of doubles, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and he was batting .417. He was doing it.
Yeah.
And if the Blue Jays want to stay in it, they got to keep doing it.
They're staying in it. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Between the Rays and they're right there second place.
And we said
behind
that.
the
Tough division.
It's the toughest division in baseball. We can clearly say it. Like looking at all of them,
and it always
besides
is.
the NL West right now between Padres and Dodgers and
which
Giants,
is kind of a
still,
shock. Yeah. And you know it's funny that you said that. I think. Yeah, because last night I was watching the Mets game, and they're talking about the Padres, and I was like, man, they're no longer Slam Diego. The announcers were talking about how the Padres were the best defensive team in the game right now. Now think about the offense.
Yeah, the pitching actually has been very well. They've gotten a great, that starter, their rookie starter, but,
I just thought it was funny that their defense stats are like just crushing it, and their offensive stats aren't there.
And, of course, the biggest thing for Padres, like we're way off topic.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
but they're doing this without Tatis.
Yes. And Machado's killing it.
And Machado is stepping up, and it's just like, and they're within like 2 games of the Dodgers. Like they're in striking distance, and if they get Tatis back and the pitching staying up, Dodgers could be in trouble for losing that division.
But they got to get their bats together.
Yes.
Because they were talking about who was it? Voit last night, who was
Luke Voit
from the Yankees.
Yeah, the trade.
He's not doing well. He's got like 4 home runs right now. But then again, so does what's his name from the Braves last season? Big trade. Braves. That's Freeman. Freeman also has like 4 home runs.
Yeah, he's not doing.
So that's what I'm saying. It's early. It's
still
still
early, but
all right. Well, who do you have as your AL?
My AL Player of the Week, we kind of talked about a little. Well, got paid.
Oh, okay.
Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, man.
After
getting
paid. 5 games, he was 9 for 19, 1 double, 1 triple, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, batting a .474 average with an OPS of 1.530.
What a way to celebrate your big payday.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to pay me over $100 million? Oh, yeah, this is going to do well. And the Astros right now, especially now with Angels falling apart. And, Seattle's having that sophomore slump. Like, they're falling off. It's like it's Astros division yet again. Like we thought, like they might have some competition between the Angels and Seattle, and they're just building a comfortable lead like the Mets are right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, it's still early.
We've seen
and then we have crashes.
And then Verlander and this pitching staff. You remember the pitching staff wasn't great last year, and they almost won the World Series.
Now that they
have a great
Verlander,
pitching staff again.
Yeah.
It's very scary again to watch the Astros in the AL.
We'll keep an eye on them. I'm not holding my breath, but they could do some damage.
They could. Like, they could make another run, and Dusty is looking for that World Series championship as a coach.
Of course he is. He doesn't want to be in here too much longer.
I think he, at his age, he's got to want to win one, maybe go out, try to defend it, and then walk away.
For sure.
If he wins it this year. God, I was really hoping for him last year.
I know. I wasn't.
I know, but because you're... Yeah.
Anti-Astros.
Anti-Astros.
That's right.
Just like someone stole the flag outside.
I saw that. Yeah, somebody stole their 2019 flag.
The 2017.
Or whatever, 2017
championship
flag.
Yeah,
exactly. I thought that was funny.
So our National League Pitcher of the Week.
All right.
Who do you got, man?
Well,
don't tell me another Marlin, because I almost picked him, and I was like,
no. Finally, we haven't picked a Marlin, but I did pick somebody from the same division.
Okay.
I have the Mets' own Carlos Carrasco.
We have the same guy.
We do?
Yes,
Bro,
we do.
how can you not pick this guy?
So when I was going through, I'm like, well, he had 2 starts in the week. Everyone else only had 1. And I'm like, he has a sub-2 ERA. Ks are there. He had a great week. I was like, I'm picking him.
Dude, yes. He pitched 2 games. He won 2 games.
Yep.
His ERA is a 1.50, 12 innings pitched, which is fine. And he gave up, 2 runs in those 2 starts?
2 runs over 9 hits, but got 15 strikeouts.
15 Ks. He earned it.
Yeah, especially if you think about it. One of them was against San Diego last night.
Exactly.
Which was a great outing for him. And the other one was the road. What was it?
And it didn't start out so hot either last night.
No, it wasn't. No, yeah.
He had a lot of pitches going into from the first inning. He threw like 20-plus pitches, I think, in the first inning.
What was the other one? Oh, no, it wasn't Philly. Maybe it was Philly. Yeah, we swept Philly, then no Dodgers. I don't know. Yeah, I think we did. But no, it was Washington. That's right.
Either way.
Philly, Washington, Dodgers, yeah.
Either way, we need more of that until the 2 stars come back.
And, last year when he finally came back from injury, he was not looking himself. Definitely can tell that injury was messing with him last year. But now so far this year, he is a great asset. That's why I love that trade when we got him and Lindor. Like, this is a great deal to get a pitcher and a shortstop.
That's a good deal.
So, last year was a bust, but this year he's putting it together. I love it. Good job, Cookie, for our pitcher of the week.
That's right.
So our NL player of the week. Who you got, man?
Look, man, I've been dragging this guy's name through the mud the last couple months. He finally decided to step it up this week. I got to give it to the Mets, Eduardo Escobar.
I almost picked him, especially the cycle last night. I came close, but I was like, I can't. I was like, look, I'm going to pick someone else. But
he's not been my favorite Mets player. But this past week, he's actually started to heat up. And we need this if we're going to be competing.
Yeah.
He hit for the cycle last night, but his stat line in the last 6 games, he scored 4 runs. He's got 8 hits, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, leading the league in that week, and he's batting .333. This is exactly what the Mets need from Escobar. We need him to step up.
Yeah.
Even if he's not hitting home runs. Last
night,
night,
making great defensive plays at third base,
yes,
too.
That's what we need. And last night, he wasn't in a position. He wasn't trying to hit home runs. He hit a nice bloop right over the second base head and scored runs. That's what we need. So I'm happy for him.
And there, of course, in the 9th inning, he was down, needed a triple, and just went over, hit that corner, and bounced away from the runner where they're like, just go for it. At that point, you're like, I have a shot.
Why not?
Go for the cycle.
Yeah. And when's the last time we seen someone hit a cycle, man?
For the Mets?
For the Mets, yeah. It's
10 years. It's been 10 years.
10 years.
It's only the 11th cycle in Mets history.
Who did it last time? Do you know?
I feel like it was a meh player, like someone. Was it Murph or 10 years ago, which would have been early 2000, 22, 23,
2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Well, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I have to look it up.
Well, either way, Eduardo Escobar, you earned this
great
week, buddy.
And then I didn't know that the MLB Network had like a Madden cast going on because I went to watch I guess I went to watch the highlights, under the app. Since it was a little late, I didn't finish watching the game, and it was like they had 4 people watching it and just talking about the game and like getting excited for him when he finally got the triple.
I like those a lot more than the regular announcers sometimes.
Yeah. So, all right. So my player of the week, he's actually been my player of the week, but recently this season, I give it to Bryce Harper yet again. In 3 games he played, he was 4 for 10.
Yeah.
1 double, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, hitting over 400 with an OPS of 1.938.
Yeah, I know.
The biggest one was that grand slam to tie it against the Angels.
Right. He would have been my pick, but I was like, everybody's going to pick Bryce Harper. So, no, he would have absolutely been my pick, though. He murdered it this week.
When you need a bat, Bryce has been there for 2 there's 3 home runs this week. 2 of them have been in big spots for him. And straight up killing it at DH since he can't play, but
no, he's doing it. He's doing it good.
This is potential what you can see Harper as. Luckily, the National League has the DH now, where in his career,
lucky for the Phillies, they have a DH now because he would be sitting the pine.
Yeah, if you can't play the field,
right.
he'd be off the bat, or would you been having the DL?
You would be taking some L's right now. You'd be looking like the Angels. So
yeah,
they better be happy.
That's a W for having that DH spot
for sure.
So, but yeah, Harper's killing it. He's somewhat in there for at least the batting stats. Still in the MVP race. He's now the 2-time MVP winner. He's in it. And like I said, now with the change, we'll see if they can keep it up. He might be in the thick of things, but Machado, Alonso, and Goldsmith is right there with the MVP race right now. Especially with Alonso is on pace to break the RBI record for the Mets. That's currently held by Piazza and David Wright. So, but yeah. I think that might be it for us this week.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if I got anything else. Do I have anything else? Oh, besides, I think I got one more. I think I took one thing. Of course. So earlier last week, George Springer hit a leadoff home run that now puts him in 4th place all time for most leadoff home runs in MLB history. Of course, Ricky Henderson's first at 81, but Alfonso Soriano has 54. Craig Biggio has 53, and now George Springer has 50. So those two, at least second and third, is within shooting distance for Springer. Of course, he's a leadoff hitter. So, and then, it's almost not to this date, but this month that, God, how long ago was this? The Sports Illustrated, talk about Bryce Harper, the Chosen One came out.
That's been a long time.
Has Bryce Harper lived up to the hype when he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16?
I'm going to say yes. Yes, he has.
A lot of people say yes and no. A lot of people say he needs a ring to live up to the hype.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you had this kid on the cover, and he's actually a really good MLB player.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, he lived up to the hype.
Yeah, I think so too. You think about as a catcher, outfielder, pitcher.
Exactly.
To win 2 MVP races, Rookie of the Year, a home run derby, and is one of the highest paid players in baseball, and is still doing it on almost a nightly basis.
And this is a team sport. You can't just say the ring's on him. It's
not like NBA and stuff where you can have a star and have a lucky year.
Because there's only 5 people playing at one time. You got a whole team.
Pitching rely on.
Pitching is its own team.
It's not a time thing. It's 27 outs.
Right.
It's been proven a lot this year that until that last out's done, you're not giving up, especially the Mets this year.
Look, as much as I don't like his personality, I think Bryce Harper's a great player.
And then one more thing I had screenshotted. We are coming up on the, 12-year anniversary of probably one of the best loaded MLB draft classes ever. Okay. Of course, that was the year that Harper was taken number 1. The next guy was Machado in the first round. Wow. Then you have Chris Sale also in the first round. Christian Yelich was in the first round that year. And so was Noah Syndergaard and Nick Castellanos.
Man, what a team.
Other people in that draft was JT Realmuto in the 3rd round. Whit Merrifield was in the 9th round. The biggest steal of the draft that year in round 9, pick 272, Jacob deGrom. Oof. And then last was round 11, Jock Peterson at pick 352.
Wow.
A couple other names, of course, Robbie Ray, Kevin Killmeyer, Russell Wilson was drafted that year when he's trying to play baseball. Taiwan Rocker and Yasmani Grandal.
Dang.
Talk about a loaded draft class that year.
Definitely loaded, man.
Talk about a lot of all-stars, especially stars still currently right now.
Yeah.
And arguably DeGrom sitting there in the 9th round is the biggest steal.
I know.
To that date.
I just need him to be healthy and make us
Hey,
proud,
he threw off the mound. That's all we can hope for. He's getting closer. So, but yeah, so that's going to be it this week. There will not be an episode next week. We're taking a week off. We're going to go watch some baseball. Our Mets AAA team, this Syracuse Mets, are going to be in town next week, so we're going to catch a couple games. But if you do watch our YouTube channel, check out. Probably recording stuff at the game and stuff.
Hopefully we'll see Dom Smith there.
Yeah, Dom is on the team, so we'll hopefully get them. They call some of their top prospects, not the top prospects. We still hope time. There's still time they can get the big boys up there. And we're hoping for some rehabs. I don't think DeGrom's going to be there, unfortunately. We're crossing our fingers. Even Max.
That'd be great. Oh, my God.
God. Be a madhouse up in there. Especially, just be the day game.
Yeah, let it be the day game.
Day game when no one's there where we can just have some fun. But
all right.
So we'll catch y'all next time. We'll see you on 2 weeks for the podcast. Like I said, check out our YouTube next week. We'll have something up there. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked, cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the video